I have not failed 1,000 times, I have successfully found 1,000 ways that will not make a light bulb. A quote by Thomas Edison. Every successful entrepreneur lives by this quote. We've all made mistakes in our lives, taken actions we regret, or dealt with failure on some level. Some outcomes are more difficult to bear than others. The question is, how can you recover from the consequences of a poor decision, performance, or mistake? We learn about failure from a young age. Every year, children race against one another on the schoolyard and are tested and graded at school, quickly understanding what it means to pass or fail, win or lose. Too many people let others determine their self-worth and are consequently terrified of criticism arising from these unfair titles, which we even give to someone close to us. We teach people not to take risks through social behavior. Although failure is real, it is not a final destination, rather, it is only another occurrence in the journey of life. If you have one failure or 100, you are not a failure. Failure is an external phenomenon that happens. It is not a personality trait. We may say that someone who fails frequently takes a lot of chances. It is critical to distinguish failure experiences from the personal trait of failure. Failure is a learning experience. When we mix our own feeling of self-worth with achievement, we limit our potential to learn because our ego enters the picture. Our ego tells us that we succeeded because we are so brilliant and talented, or that we lost because we are a loser who can't win anything. This obstructs the analytical process of looking solely at the outcomes of a scenario and asking, what happened? If you've never failed, you've never lived, as the saying goes. Failure is undoubtedly one of the things of life that most people are terrified of. Yet the reality is that everyone has failed and will fail again. We frequently forget that all successful individuals failed, but they did not give up. They got up and tried again and again. We tend to believe that successful individuals are just fortunate, that things just dropped into their laps, or that they had the perfect connections. Therefore, don't be frightened of failure, it's a necessary step on the route to success. Here are 4 tips. 1. Learn from your mistakes. Failure is important for growth, it is life's ultimate lesson. Failure will happen regardless of how hard you try to avoid it, so you may as well embrace it. This does not imply that you should expect to fail, but rather that you should accept failure when it happens. Failure allows you to better understand yourself and learn from your mistakes. Failure forces us to reflect, reevaluate, and devise new methods and tactics to attain our objectives. 2. Don't fear failure. To achieve your full potential, to be your best self, and to make the impossible possible, you must push yourself to your extreme boundaries and not be afraid of failure. When you accept failure with no fear, you will increase your motivation, resolve, and perseverance. 3. Let go of the ego. No one wants to fail, because it is bad for our ego. Failure humbles you and will make you evaluate the situation better. When your ego is in charge, you will not learn from the mistakes you have made. You will not be open to other people's views or see the situations clearly. We need to learn, evaluate, and listen to other people if we want to see what needs to change in order to succeed. Your ego always wants to be right and will get in the way of you and your success. In order to be successful, we have to accept that we were wrong, evaluate, learn, and move on. 4. Get back on track. In this world, there are 2 sorts of people: those who take failure personally, view it as a permanent problem, and give up, and those who utilize it as a lesson, do not take it personally, and regard it as a temporary setback. We all experience an emotional low after failing. It's natural, human, and unavoidable. Yet, how we respond to our setbacks defines our path to success. List the things you are grateful for right now to improve your attitude. This will increase your good feelings. Similarly, success may blind us to learning. Success, like failure, is an external occurrence that does not always describe you as a winner. Many successful entrepreneurs make the mistake of assuming they achieved everything on their own, disregarding the support and team that helped them reach their goals. Of course, they made smart judgments at the appropriate moment, worked hard, and succeeded, but in almost every case, other team members contributed to the success. Failure tends to elicit more inner inquiry than achievement since it is so unpleasant. Yet, the entrepreneur's optimistic never-say-die mentality can also obstruct self-evaluation and examination of the underlying factors of failure. Learn to detach the failed event from your own identity and invest in objectively assessing the circumstance and taking a different strategy the next time. This connects to a fundamental concept I offer with all entrepreneurs: be brutally honest with yourself and others. Your deadliest adversary is denial. Try to identify and eliminate shortcomings in your ideas or procedures. You are only bound to failure if you refuse to learn from your mistakes in the past. Which is why, try not to become discouraged when things don't go as planned at first. Stay strong. If you persevere, work hard, and have a good attitude, the future is still in your hands. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.